Welcome back to my channel. Today we will be doing a quick little craft if you're in the need for some last minute Christmas gifts. I did this last night for my niece because she is a Hot Cheetos freak. It's just a little coin purse, you know, just a little coin purse. You can do this with any kind of chip bag that, you know, is plastic-like. We are going to need to prep some things before we get started on the actual sewing. So you'll need, in this case, when I made this one, I just used, it was a bigger bag of Cheetos and I cut it in half. So it's kind of like, you know, if I don't have a pattern for this, if you want to just let the size of bags that you already have dictate how big your coin purse is going to be, or you can do as I did in my ramen bag tutorial, which I'll put a link below. But you know, on that one, for the bag I used 8 or 12 ramen packets, and to make them, you know, in big sheets, on the back I would use clear plastic packing tape or duct tape, and you just kind of puzzle them together and stick them together with the tape. So in this case, this is what I have left. I already did this last night, and all you need to do is put your iron on not the highest setting. I would say like maybe the polyester setting right before your hot cotton linen setting. And let's just pretend I haven't done this yet. So let's say the bag looks like a bag, and you sandwich it between 2 pieces of wax paper, and then you just go over it, starting from the bottom up to push any air out of the bag before because you don't want to have bubbles when you do this, because you can't undo it. So once the iron is nice and hot, just kind of go in one quick swoop. Don't stop, just go like that, and your bag should get flat. If it still sounds like if you pick it up and touch it and it still feels like the Cheeto bag from before, you want to go over just one more time, and then that should seal it. You shouldn't be able to really open the bag. Like, see, like it's stuck together. It shouldn't be that easy. But like this one I tried to see. I can't pull that one. I'll probably have to do that one once over, but once you take it out from there, it should look like this. It becomes like a soft, pliable plastic fabric in a way. So I think what I'm going to do here, now I would suggest, you can leave it if you want, but I would highly suggest that you trim off the crimped edges, which is like the bottom of the bag and the top of the bag. I kind of like this general size of the small single serving Cheetos. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of clean up, like I said, these edges. In fact, you know what? I will tape, where's my duct tape? Just so they don't move around, so I can just measure once, cut twice, or what is it? Measure twice, cut once, or something like that. I can't think right now. It's the worst channel ever, didn't you know? I'm just joking. Okay, so I'm just kind of line this up on my grid. I'm gonna hold it down, take my rotary cutter. Oh, I'm sorry, let me scoot this over so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay. When you do the rotary cutter, you always want to start from the bottom and you work your way up. Let me flip this over. So now they're the same size. I'm just going to take off my little masking tape that I had. Then, next thing you're going to do, because you just don't do it like this, you do have to protect your plastic fabric You can't just leave it like that. So the next thing I'm going to do, now you can do that. You can buy vinyl at many kinds of weights, thicknesses at the fabric store. But if they're out or you don't want to go all the way to the fabric store if it's far away, I have a nice little hack for you. This is a shower curtain, and they do sell them in different thicknesses. It'll say usually on the package like heavy liner, light liner, medium weight shower liner, and that's how you know what thickness you're gonna get. So let me just kind of cut out a square just so that way I don't have all this extra shower lining in my way. And it's great. I love using this. So let me just put this over. You know what? I'm also, the one I made last night had a lot of shifting when I started doing this. So what I'm going to do, since I cut kind of a big piece of vinyl, I'm just going to masking tape it down so it doesn't shift. And then I'm going to use my Cheeto bag that I just cut as the pattern. Just make sure you have everything lined up. And if you want to, also you could masking tape the Cheeto bag down to the vinyl. Now this little coin purse will not have a lining. If you would like to see a tutorial on how to insert a lining, let me know. Okay, now I have my 2 pieces of vinyl. Vinyl for my leather. What else? Plastic. Anything that you know once you make a hole in it, it is not going to, I guess, self-heal. You know, like you could put pins through fabric and like it doesn't leave a hole. I mean, granted that you're not putting in the bluntest of blunt needles in your fabric, but in leather and plastic, it is going to leave a hole. So you can't use pins to hold things together. What I like to use, and you can also use quilter's clamps, any kind of little clamps that you have. I'm going to just kind of prep these by sandwiching, not sandwiching, but overlaying my Cheeto bag with the vinyl. And I use bobby pins. Now you cannot sew over these, so as you are sewing, you will have to remove them before your needle can pass. Please don't try and do this. Your needle is going to strike it. So that's just one. That's just to hold it. I am going to do some other stuff right now with them because we got to put in our zipper. And it's not as hard as you think, I promise you. So now I'm going to open this up. I obviously don't have a zipper that's this short, so we are going to have to cut it. If you have, whoa, this is a really long zipper. If you have I guess pliers or wire cutters and you have a metal zipper, that would actually work better for you. Like you'll get an easier cut than trying to, oh, please don't use your fabric scissors to cut that. Use like some crappy paper scissors or all-purpose scissors that you have in your house when we're about to trim the the zipper, which I do have right here. These are my multi-purpose zipper. I mean, multi-purpose scissors. Oh my God. Okay, so this is, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 inches wide. I don't want to include, you know, starting from the way top. So I'm just going to kind of go past it just a little bit. Not too bad. Oh, I lost my place. So about right here. Yeah, because metal zippers are harder to cut than just the plastic ones. I mean, that looked like I did it really easy, but I had to put a good amount of pressure on that. Okay, so now here's what we're going to do. Let me move the camera over just a little bit. I'm going to put, oh, my vinyl shifted. Hold on, let me put back my vinyl. Okay, here we go. So, you know, just kind of like do a layout. Okay, this makes sense. So I'm going to put it like this. So the fabric edge to the edge of the top of your Cheeto bag. And also, if you have wording like I do, be wary of the placement. So see how I have the wording like towards the zipper? You don't want to have it like this, because then you're going to, when you flip the bag over, you're going to have an upside down wording. So if you have any words or directional print in your chip bag or ramen bag, whatever you're doing, just keep that in mind, that the wording and everything has to be towards the zipper at this point for it to be upright and for it to look good. So here's what we're gonna do. Let me get a clothespin just to hold it in place. So on my machine, I have, there we go, a really big, that's just for now. Let's go ahead and go to the sewing machine. Almost the biggest one that you could turn to. Because you don't want to have really tiny stitches on this, because they will make like a perforation. Like, just think of like if you've ever seen like checkbooks, how it's perforated on that line for you to cut out the checks really easily. You'll have a similar experience with the bag if you do really, really tiny stitches. So you want to do, you know, pretty large stitches on this. So just getting that notation out of the way. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to open my zipper. So I'm going to open it and I'm going to I guess, pin it. So you want to unzip it all the way down to the bottom. Now, if you've cut it, please stop before you get to, you know, because you'll take the whole thing, like, you'll take it off the track, and it's a pain in the butt to try and get it back on the track. So I'm just gonna, right there before I end, I'm going to reposition. Just gonna reposition that like that. Let me throw on my little clamp here. Now, my zipper foot is, I wouldn't say, I guess it is broken. I don't know. It doesn't work on my machine. I bought it at the store, and it is, I know it is for this machine, but it's just like, something's wrong with it. So I just move my needle to the furthest left that it can go. And I'm just going to get this starting here right at the top. You do want to kind of watch it because of the slippery nature of the vinyl, of the plastic, the fabric of the zipper scoots around just on this vinyl. Keep it straight. You really have to like, and see here the fabric wants to like migrate this way, the fabric of the zipper. So I'm just gonna If I see that, I'm just going to realign. And then also watch too that your needle doesn't get too close to where it starts sewing over the track or it strikes it and then you have a broken needle. So you just want to do this part kind of slow. See, and here, I can't zip it all the way down because then I'm going to pull it off the track. So if this happens to you, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to zip it. I'm going to zip it back up to the top. And now I can lay it flat and continue where I was sewing so that way I don't strike anything, mess it up. I just got to realign that with that. And now we'll do a little back stitch just right there on the edge, because it will have a just a little back stitch. Don't go too nuts with your back stitches. Just on those parts on the zipper, just so it doesn't want to unravel. So now your bag looks like this, right? This is what it looks like. So I'm just going to, right here on the, what do you call this? The deck of my sewing machine. I don't know these terms. So again, we just kind of want to play with the placement just so we can make sure we're on the right track. Everything's good. It's crazy. So again, I'm going to open the zipper. I'm going to align, make sure when I do this, I'm aligning the two edges of the side of the bag so that way I'm not putting in the zipper like this, because if I do this, it's going to be crooked. So I'm just trying to align it. You do see that your vinyl is shifting again. And again, remember, just edge of the fabric with the edge of tell it to chill the hell out. Okay. In fact, here, because it wants to be a brat, I'm going to start partially down from the top, just because that's where my, hold on. See, I could see the vinyl on the back fell out of place. Here, I'm going to do this. You know what? I'm going to start from the other side of the bag. That will be much, much easier. Because it's already closed and not being a brat like the other side is where the zippers. Okay, so now I'm coming to where you see the head of the zipper. So I'm just going to kind of stop here. I'm going to see if I can do this without having to take it out. Let me see. I did lift the foot, my needle's down. Let me kind of bobby pin everything so I can get my hands in here. Can I do it? Can I do it? No, it won't let me do it. Okay. I was trying to be lazy, but let me put this back. Okay. All right, cool. Now for the rest of the project, you do want to have your zipper halfway open because we're going to sew. We're going to sew around the whole bag. And we need to have a hole where we can stick our hand in the top, to turn the
now I'm
bag
gonna start
inside
from the
out.
bottom.
And again, doing it like this just helps me keep, like now I'm permanently, I guess, stitching the vinyl that wants to, you know, move all over the place around. So that way when we go ahead and work on the sides, we don't have to worry about the vinyl shifting anymore because it's tacked down permanently. Let me go ahead and move my needle back. I'm just doing a 1/4 inch and I'm just going to move my needle back to the center. Remember, when we're sewing, I want to sew straight. The 1/4 inch on my machine is this line right here that says 3. So I'm going to keep the edge of my bag on that 3 line the whole way down. So okay, and here's a little tip. When we are turning corners, what I'm going to do here is, you see my foot is down. I'm not going to pick it up yet. I'm going to leave my needle down. If your needle is up, go ahead and roll it down to pierce your bag. Now I'm going to have my foot down and I'm just going to turn it. Swivel, right? Then I'm going to put my foot back down. So I lifted a little bit and I gave it a little scoot to the side. I think I went a little off on my stitch, so I'm going to back stitch really quick just to make sure I have it, because I don't want to have holes in this bag. And then you see here, it's getting like folded over. That's how we're gonna sew it, okay? So this has to be folded down like that. Just go real slow when you get to that zipper part, because you are gonna go over your metal zipper. Be wary of that. If you want to hand walk it at this point, you can. See right there, it struck the zipper. So I'm just gonna lift it and just try and go over the speed hump, if you will. There we go. And again, since I am on the zipper tape, I'm gonna do back stitch. Not all the way back to go back over the metal zipper, because you will break your needle, but just to do that little edge right there. Last part. Now we're going to do the other side of the bag. Remember, if you haven't done so yet, open up your zipper so that way you can have room to put your hand in when you flip the bag inside out. So I know not to right here. I'm so good. I just want to remind you in case near the bobby pin or accidentally closed it while you were sewing. I'm going to strike that thing. And it is going to end up making my, you know what, I can feel it, like when I put it down, my foot wants to hit it. So here, in this case for me, because I can feel when I have it, put it down, this is hitting that little metal piece that I don't want it to. But it is throwing off my measurement a little bit. So I'm just going to scoot. You can see I'm going to scoot my needle over, just so I can get more of my 1/4 inch, because I was not able to get it right there. So once I'm here, then I can take that off. I'm just gonna hold it taut, because I'm getting air in the bag I don't want. much bubbling. See, and there's going to be a fold right there. Oh. Yeah, and that was just like air getting trapped in the bag. And then what I want to do too is just clip my corners. So you see how there's a line here? There's a line here for the stitch. I'm just going to cut like a little triangle off. So that way I can have some more point, like, you know, the pointiest of corners to indicate some kind of 90 degrees when I turn this bag inside out. So now I'm going to turn it inside out. If you need some kind of stick to help you, just as long as it's blunt. See how this is blunt? I'm not gonna make a hole in my bag. Now I do want to poke out this corner, so let me see if I can find something that's kind of sort of sharp but blunt still. Oh look, a pen. Perfect. I'm just kind of like feeling it around. Just close up the bag. If you have any like threads like this, right here it's like clip them because you don't want them getting stuck in your zipper, and then your zipper won't want to close. Oh, I need to poke that out. There's kind of a 90-degree angle here too. I didn't realize. There we go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy holidays. It's a novelty. It's cute. It's a conversation